Hi, everyone. So today, when I sat down to do my work, I got a feeling there was a very strong energy of someone who might be dealing with a person who's a little bit tricky in their energy. And I've been getting that coming up a lot lately in a lot of my readings, that maybe just in general, as a collective, we're working on clearing people or situations out of our energy that just really is not good for us anymore, that maybe has run its course or it's just repeated the cycle too many times. So I wanted to lay just a 9 card spread and see if we can get a little more information about that. So we have the High Priestess, the Hierophant, and the Ten of Discs. So I do think that whoever this is for, you are getting some clarity on the situation. There is sort of like an enlightenment process that's going on for you. Um, I also think that because you've done a significant amount of spiritual work, that this is why the universe is now coming to assist you with this situation, because you've done the work and it just seems like maybe it's time now to clear out some of the old stuff, some of the old blockages, some of the old karma. And so you are really now sort of stepping into this new world of spirituality. You're sort of leveling up, but it feels like you sort of have one foot in and one foot out, that you're still kind of wrestling maybe with your old self, but you're also knowing that there's something else out there for you in a spiritual sense. So that's the feeling that I'm getting. And that might be why it's dawning on you that there is a person or a situation or a group of people that really just don't belong in your energy anymore. And again, I think the universe is coming to sort of assist you with that. I think that you feel with the Hierophant here, I think that you feel that this has been very challenging for you and that this is really not something that's going to be easy for you to clear out this situation. But I do think that you have someone in your energy, and whether it's spirit guides or ancestors, or whether it's people in the 3D, or if it's just the hand of the universe itself. I do think that you're getting an assist on this, though, that there is, because you're facing some kind of fear having to do with this. I feel as though the universe really wants to step in and help you so that you don't feel like you're totally on your own if this is going to be a difficult situation for you to break out of, or a difficult situation for you to really make a big change with, or clear out the cycle, or whatever it is that works for you. Um, I think that you realize that you have the resources with the 10 of discs. I think that you realize that you have the resources to accomplish your goals. So this might have to do with someone that perhaps you were relying on for some kind of resources, maybe income, or perhaps it's a job that you were relying on for the income. But it looks as though it's starting to maybe come together for you, that there may be another way that you could release things, that the universe may have given you some resources that you needed to make this happen. But there's something about that here with the 10 of discs showing up there. It just feels as though that whatever it was that you felt was stopping you from closing out an old cycle, whether with a person or a job, or, make it make sense for you. But whatever that was, it feels as though there has been some kind of an assist here for you, and that there is now some kind of resources that are available to you. So again, make it make sense for you. But then we have the 8 of discs, the Devil, and the Queen of Swords. So this is starting to feel like this is a work situation, although it doesn't have to be. But it's starting to feel a little more specific to work, in the sense that this is like the thing that's the 8 of discs here is the thing that's been on your mind the most. And the 8 of discs really talks about the having really mastered something when it comes to your money or when it comes to your values or things of that nature. So that's why it feels like it's a money work related thing. Um, I don't see any cups, at least not yet, on the table. So it's not really giving the feel of a love thing or a relationship thing. But again, make it make sense for you. But whatever this situation is that you want to close the cycle with and break out of, it does have a feeling that it has to do with your values, and perhaps your money, and that it's really on your mind. It's kind of like all that you think about. It's kind of consuming everything that you think about, and the universe recognizes that. And that may be why the universe is trying to tee you up here so that you can make a break or make your way out of this situation so you can start to work on the thing that you're really focused on, the thing that you are really interested in. But with the devil falling right here in the center of the spread, which will eventually be the center when I put the last row in, this is telling me, though, that you're kind of stepping into this energy where you still are hesitant. You still are feeling like, well, I really don't know how to break out of this. I'm not really sure. I'm still like, there's a real feeling of that you're very unsure about whether or not it's the right time to close out the one cycle and start the new. So again, if we're using the job as an example, it may be that you're thinking that, okay, I know I have these resources, but I'm just not sure if it's going to be enough. I know that I've mastered this new skill that I would like to try, but I'm not sure I have the confidence to start it. So you're still kind of wavering on whether or not you're going to close out the old cycle and start the new thing. So that's what that's looking like to me there. But you are showing up as the Queen of Swords. And so it feels like you're still really being patient with the situation. It seems like you're really kind of coming up with a strategy. Your mind is really working on it, which might be why you've mastered the skill that's on your mind, because you've given it so much thought and you've given it a lot of strategy. And maybe you've thought about your branding or your business model or whatever it is. I'm just, giving examples right now, but I feel like that may be why you've this has been on your mind so much, is because you are the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is very analytical and thinks a lot and comes up with a good strategy and listens to all the ideas until she figures out her own way of doing things. So I feel like that's why you've become such a master at whatever this skill is that you have. So let's keep going. So then we have the Tower. I just had a feeling the Tower was coming. I can't explain to you. I wish I would have said it, but I had a feeling the Tower was coming because you're in the devil energy right in the middle. And when the universe gives you things and then you hesitate, the universe sometimes just takes things into its own hands. Hopefully that makes sense. Then we have the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups. So this is sort of a little bit of, I don't know if this is predictive energy here. I feel like this is a little bit of a warning to you, and not warning in a scary way. I don't want you to be thinking that something terrible is going to happen, because that's not really what the Tower is about. The Tower is about saving you. It's about saving you from your own bad choices or your own self-destructive moves or things like that. The universe is really helping you with the Tower. So it's really important that when you see the Tower come up, that you understand that the universe is usually trying to be compassionate about your situation when the Tower does come along, even though it might feel kind of chaotic in the moment. But it does seem like there is a Tower coming for you, in the sense that if the universe gave you all these resources, but you're still in this hesitant kind of energy here, then the universe might just start making things happen for you. For example, if it was a job that you were thinking about leaving anyway, maybe there's a pay cut or something like that that's going to happen at your work. And again, these are simply just examples. But there may be signs that start to come from the universe, from your external environment, that are really showing you, okay, that's my sign. I know I'm supposed to leave now. And it's trying to help you get out of this stuck energy that you're just bound to this thing that the universe really wants you to close out that cycle. And so I think that you're really hoping for this thing that you love so much, or at least it's on your mind, whatever this skill set that you've been working on, the thing you want to pursue instead. I think you're really hoping that that's going to pay off for you. I think that you would be able to leave this devil energy if you thought that that was guaranteed, or if you thought that that was something that you knew for sure was going to happen, and so that it would make it easier for you to walk away from whatever this situation is that feels maybe perhaps a little toxic, or at a minimum that you're stuck. And that's why the universe wants to loosen up. I think of the tower as just like loosening up the stuck energy, because it feels like you can't do it yourself. So the universe really kind of wants to, like I said, give you an assist on this. And it feels like that's what's going to happen, or is happening perhaps. Because it is in your current energy. So you may have already found out that something is changing at your work, or changing in this group of people, or changing in this relationship, or whatever this situation is for you specifically. Then in our outcome card, we have the Seven of Cups. And this is really talking about there's a real need for discipline. And with the cups, it's talking about the things that you love. And so it seems like your energy is still kind of scattered. When I look at the sevens, it always makes me think that it's kind of a chaotic energy anyway, which reminds me of the tower, that there's a need to hone in on one thing and not to get distracted by all the other things. It's really about using your discipline when it comes to this thing. Like, you are the Queen of Swords, so discipline should be relatively easy for you. It should come pretty naturally for you. But for some reason in this case, it feels as though you have been thinking about it so much that you're not actually doing. And I think that that's the message that's really coming through here, is to really do more work towards whatever your real passions are, what your real goals are, the thing that you've mastered in your head. It's time to start putting it down on paper and start implementing it in some physical way. That's what I'm getting. And that, yeah, you've thought about it. You're brilliant. Your ideas are great, but now go and do them. Go pursue them is really what I believe the universe is trying to tell us here. So I do want to keep going a little bit. I channeled some ancestor messages earlier, and I'd like to pull a few of those to see what comes out, because I don't always do ancestor messages, but I feel because you are getting an assist here, that it's possible that your ancestors are involved and want you to move this forward, your goals and your passions, and that maybe there are some extra messages that we can find from them. Oh, look at that. You hold the power. Well, isn't that the truth? You do. That's what I was channeling earlier. I said, you are the Queen of Swords. You are brilliant. You know exactly what to do. Now it's just a matter of you doing it. But you are a badass. You can definitely do this. It's just doing it. And then we have changing minds. So that's very clear to me that look at this. And and your ancestors think you're smart. Right at the bottom of the deck, smart. And we said the Queen of Wands the Queen of Swords is brilliant. She's brilliant. She's probably the most intelligent court card in the deck. And that's just confirming that your ancestors just know that you are brilliant, know that you can do this, and they really want you to change your mind. They want you to sort of not feel as much like you're so stuck in this energy, and that if you were to start pursuing this other goal and start putting action towards this other goal, it really sounds like they're going to be there to help you put it all together. So that's cool. Just knowing that you have your ancestors, they have your back on this. And I was getting that right off at the beginning. When I saw the 10 of discs show up, it really made me think that you're getting an assist from somewhere. Oh, look what flipped. We flipped love and evil eye flipped. So this is an interesting dichotomy here, because we have love and evil. And we also have the devil here. So the feeling that I'm getting from this is from your ancestors is saying, let love win. let love win. And look how it ended up over evil. So I do feel like your ancestors are telling you to let love win and not let your fears control you. That's what I'm getting from that, is that if you're letting your fear kind of take over, instead of letting your intelligence and your power and your love take over, you're kind of letting your fear take over, which is why you're still feeling stuck. So, but I'm going to reshuffle these. I'm going to put those back in. But I love those messages because it's very clear that your ancestors know that you can do this. So we pulled 40 years old and we pulled astral plane. So with the 40 years old showing, look at this. You guys, I cannot make this up. This says intelligence at the bottom of this deck. So we had smart on this one and intelligence on that one. And that is clearly who I'm dealing with right now, is an incredibly intelligent Queen of Swords. And again, make sure it's clear that the gender has nothing to do with it. Anyone can be a queen. So with the 40 years old, it could be that you are in your 40s or you're 40 years old, or perhaps this thing that you've been working on, it's been such a long time that you've been working on it. You could have been working on this for 40 years. But because it's showing up with the astral plane, I do kind of get the sense that the ancestor that's coming through for you might want to let you know that from the astral plane, this is a 40-year-old, someone that maybe you knew in this lifetime, who you lost maybe when they were in their 40s. That's what I'm really feeling most strongly from that, is that this is an ancestor who was in their 40s on the 3D plane, but that doesn't have to be. This could be your age too, and it could be it did fall over the 8 of discs, which means that could be how long you've been working and thinking about this particular project, but you haven't started acting on it yet. So that's what I'm getting. And then I'm going to do a few more oracle cards here just to close out the reading. See if there's anything we missed in the energy. But yeah, you are definitely a spiritual person. There's no doubt about that. So we got investigate. Is there a lot of glare on that? I'm sorry if there is. So this says, look closely, ask questions, and think before acting. And that's what you've been doing. That's your devil energy that you're stuck in, is you've been investigating, you've been thinking, you've been asking questions. You're only thinking and not acting. And so I feel like this is what they're saying. Like, this is that devil energy that you're stuck in there. And then we also have falling, which says the unknown, descent, momentum, and change. So this is like, again, this is reminding me of this changing minds. It's just kind of saying, just take the leap. If you fall, we will catch you. So this idea of falling and this idea of descent and this idea of the unknown that we talked about, that perhaps if you knew for sure that you were going to be okay, then you might do it. Well, your ancestors are really saying, just do it. We've got you. And then underneath the deck, we have nature communication, which says flower energies, fairy energies, and elemental messengers. So there's another message here coming through that maybe spending time outside and getting messages from some of the nature messengers, that might also help you kind of work on getting your power and start putting some kind of physical work into all of these brilliant ideas that you have, because obviously you are brilliant. This couldn't be any more clear. So the world needs whatever it is that your ideas are, and that's coming through so strongly. So please let me know if this was resonant for you, and please let me know what your ideas are or how you can help bring them into the world, because obviously the world needs you. So, yeah, I hope you liked this message, and let's do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.